Alright guys, welcome back to the Adam Show. I'm just doing a bit of a sit and talk this evening with where I'm at with my Death Guard army. So, I think roughly at the moment I've got about 11 to 1200 points painted roughly. This army, the goal is to be 1500 points. This is just where I'm up to so far. So certain things may be cut from the list and added in, but this is, you know, some things just here been painted for because the model's cool, all those sorts of things. So we'll break the list down. First off, as the Warlord, we have this guy. This is the old pewter model. Didn't like the sword, so I cut it off and did some stuff with it to make 2 Malefic Talons. So I've just used these chain swords, do a bit of that and painted him up. He's come up really nice. He will pretty much be on foot and running. The Arch Contaminator will be his Warlord trait because I want him to give the full reroll to all plague weapons. I think that's his pretty brilliant little thing that the Plague Marines have. Rerolling whole wound rolls is quite amazing. Alright. Secondly, I have... Where is he? Here. Malignant Plaguecaster. So he's going to be in the army just to have some support. Cast some spells on things. Maybe the -1 to hit, or some +1 to wound rolls with the plague weapons, which will work nicely with this guy's Warlord trait. So he's come up really nicely paint-wise. I'm really happy with it. The third HQ so far is this guy. So this guy is probably the one guy I'm not sure if I'll keep in the list. I'm test running him at the moment. Kind of pops down and does his thing. Kind of use him similar to like how I would use Smash Captains in my Blood Angels army, except this guy's a lot more resilient than the Smash Captains. His damage output isn't quite as hectic as theirs, but he's still cool. And he's a brilliant model. May even use him as Typhus. Now, next up in the elites, what I've painted so far is this guy with the bell, Noxious Blightbringer. I didn't like the bell on the backpack, so I have made him with the bell over the shoulder. Makes it look more like, you know, he's walking along ringing it, whatnot. Plasma pistol and stuff. His whole role in the army obviously is to get things moving faster. I double checked the rules, and anything with the Death Guard keyword, he can roll 2d6 and move the highest. So that'll come into play a little bit later with the tactic that I'm going to be using. So troops wise, got 1, 2 units, 10-man units of Poxwalkers. So pussied them up, got them looking nice and goopy, like they're all rotted away and whatnot. A few of them, painted up 20 of them. I'm just going to run 2 units of 10 at this point. I know that they get +1 to the attack in bigger groups, but as far as the overall army goes, these guys will probably be sitting on objectives. And one thing I don't like to do is have expensive troop choices sitting back on objectives. So these guys at 60 points each, even if I've got both units sitting back at 1500 points, 120 points is an acceptable thing to have sitting back on objectives as far as I'm concerned. Alright, for the third troop choice, I had to have some Plague Marines. It's just the way it is. So 7-man unit, 3 plasma. So we've got the champion, he's got his knife, his pus guts and everything, and on the back here he's got his little plasma gun. Got 2 of these guys plasmaed up, and the rest of the guys have just bolt guns. This will be my unit that pushes forward to take the front objective just because they're quite tough and resilient. I know they're not invincible, but they are tough and resilient, and that's what I'm looking for in the forward marching troops. And they can pump out a little bit of firepower, they can fight in combat, and obviously I'll be using the grenade tactic, or sorry, stratagem, to get them all throwing grenades if they get near something that needs to be grenaded. I think it's quite nice. I've also bought the Biologist Putrefier. I've bought 2 of them because obviously I'm going to paint more units of these, and I'll have one of them in with each of them units to increase the damage of their grenades, which I think is quite cool. So with 2 HQs and 3 troops, obviously in my other building 40k list video, that's the battalion. That gives me my 8 command points, and that's where I always like to start with every list. Obviously we've got the 3rd HQ, but he's more of a go out there and hit stuff than something that I'll be using to support the lines. Next up, we've got the FOETID BLOAT-DRONE, going with the PLAGUESPITTERS. Now the reason these got the PLAGUESPITTERS, well, they came with the PLAGUESPITTERS because I bought the cheap ones out of the Get Started box, but I would have gone with PLAGUESPITTERS anyway, because at strength 6 and 2d6 automatic hitting shots, the whole idea is it's going to race forward with the Demon Prince, so automatic hits and then re-rolling all wounds because it's a plague weapon makes him quite dangerous. So even though it's strength 6, hit vehicles, whatever you want, and you're re-rolling wounds, you actually can put out quite a bit of damage. Next up, similar again, this big, smashing my own models up, this guy, gone with PLAGUESPITTERS for him too, because he races forward also with the Demon Prince, giving him re-roll to wounds. So that's for the big gun on the back and the 2 side guns. Now, I used it in a battle report the other day, and ramming it down people's throats is fantastic. I read a lot on the internet before arming it, other people's thoughts, did a bit of play testing, and as much as people want to sit back and fire with it with a ballistic skill of 4+, it's just not that great. And then if you get hit a few times, it goes to 5+. Whereas there's a stratagem that allows you to move this vehicle and still fire the other weapons as if it hasn't moved, which means as you're advancing it up the field, you hit things with the cannon on the back, and then when you get into the enemy lines, you obviously with this and this start spraying everything and re-rolling all your wound rolls. I do have a second one of these plague drones, so it will actually be 2 plague drones. I keep calling them plague drones, that's last edition, sorry, FOETID BLOAT-DRONE. I do have 2 of these, so the other one's on the painting table right now, and so it'll be 2 of these and this tank running up with him, and just, as you can see, plague weapons. So that's the part of the army that I'll shove down the enemy's throat. Then obviously troops, HQ choices, etc. So the big tactic pretty much with him is he supports all the vehicles going forward to give him the re-roll to wound, and also anything comes near him, they're going to do a lot of Overwatch, automatically hitting, which is going to do some damage hopefully, and then also the Demon Prince is right there to jump into combat and beat the snot out or whatever is affecting him. So moving forward, as I said, we've got another one of these on the painting table. Troops wise, I don't know what to do, and for some long range fire support, I'm thinking HELLBRUTEs just because they can move and fire, so I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 of them with las cannon rockets, just because you get the army wide special rule, being able to move, fire the weapons without penalty is brilliant, so you can set them up out of line of sight, then jump out and shoot things, which gives them a bit more survivability, something to sit up the back. I may even go just 2 las cannons and a fist, I'm not sure yet, I'll just see after a few more games where the army's at. Yeah, so I've only play tested a little bit of this so far. I will keep going, and obviously painting more, play testing more, things will get dropped, things will get put in. But as you can see, the main push forward is the Demon Prince with these vehicles, giving him the re-rolls. And the other thing too is, as these guys advance up as well, like their blight grenades, I also give him the helmet that extends his ability, so you have a 10-inch bubble of re-roll wounds. So that'll also mean these guys running along behind and advancing have their combat weapons re-rolling wounds and their grenades. which is handy. It also works on his weapon, his weapon, his weapon. These guys have, you know, the POXWALKERS doesn't work on, but that's okay. You can't have everything, can't be too overpowered. So pretty much also I use the stratagem so that you can't shoot at these unless they're the closest unit. That way while they're advancing up behind this stuff, they can't get shot at. Demon Prince can't get shot at, he's not the closest. And realistically, if people want to spend time shooting at my POXWALKERS instead of the thing that is running at them, that's fine too. I'm happy for you to shoot at a 60 point unit over a 140 point unit any day of the week. So, this is the list so far. Just wanted to give you a bit of an update. If you like the channel, like and subscribe. Hopefully you have a good evening. I'm going to go back inside and do a bit more painting and get some more of these done. Thanks for watching.